Okay, let's see if this is working. Mr. Pacello, thanks so much for joining. New Black Wall Street Book Club, man, get started in just a second. Just want to make sure everything is working fine. Be going through the book, man. Daily Motivation for African American Success, and then also What Makes the Great Great, New Black Wall Street Book Club. So I'm just trying to check and see here if everything is working right here on my other. Okay, I do got somebody. If you're on Facebook, man, go ahead and say hello. I just want to make sure that this thing is working. I'm trying to make sure it's working, guys. So if you can just put in the chat, hello. Make sure you guys can. Okay. All right, Mr. Freeman. Thanks so much, man. All right. So got you. What about Instagram? If we're working on Instagram, let me know. I think I see someone here. If everything is working fine, just say hello. So I just know that it's working fine. Good morning, City Billionaires. This is personal development time where we're going to go through again two books by the same author. One is a motivational. One is a daily motivation, and the other one is Think and Grow Rich. The other one is What Makes the Great Great. We're going to be into chapter number 4. Hey, we're going to get right into this thing, man. Go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, all that good stuff. Grand rising to you, beautiful people. Man, let's work on ourselves, man. As we get better, right, our lives will get better. As we get better, our lives get better. The New Black Wall Street Book Club, let's get it.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power.
Good morning, Crystal. Hey, sweet, where you been at?
Each other's for the masses.
Oh, double A. Double A.
Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn
all right,
it into
inspire the
action.
world. Good morning to you, brother.
Book Club.
Thanks so much for joining.
You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. We all just come together. There's no limit for us.
So okay, so this is what's going on.
Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, grand rising to you, beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where black folk do read. You put it in the book, we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That's right, guys. That book there is a study of black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just believe that if you want to be wealthy, I recommend that you study wealthy people. So we're just trying out a new setup this morning. So I'm just trying to make sure everything's working. If you are here, go ahead and let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, broadcasting live here on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So I just want to make sure it's working just fine. New Black Wall Street Book Club. We're going to get right into our first part of what we're discussing today, coming out of our daily content, Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis Kimbro. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis Kimbro. Today is July 19th, and I'm still here. Thank God he's given me another opportunity to make a difference in your life. Today's passage, the title, Don't Leave Me Hanging. Don't leave me hanging. And this is our quote comes from Aretha Franklin, a singer, who says this: a world without dreams and hopes is no world at all. A world without dreams and hopes is no world at all. My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, do you have dreams and do you have hopes that you are still fighting for, still hanging on to, still working on? Oh, yeah, love from the Charleston, South Carolina. Thanks so much for joining, man. Here's our passage of the day. Let's read. One day, a wishing well in the center of a shopping mall captured the attention of 3 small children. All right, thanks so much, boss lady. 2 boys and a girl. As they leaned over a guardrail, the shimmering coins in the bottom of the water caught their eye. Wow! Look at all the money, one exclaimed. There must be at least $100 down there. Looks like it's closer to $1 million, his tiny companion blurted out. I bet we could get some. Oh yeah? How? We can make a chain. We can hang on to each other. I'll hold your feet and you can grab her feet. And she could lean over to scoop lean over and scoop up some of the dimes and nickels. The little girl's face clouded over. She seemed very unhappy about their plans. As one of the boys began to climb over the retainer, she tugged on the shirt and cried out, "Oh no, you can't do it. Don't you know you'll steal the dreams and wishes of all the people who threw money?" How often have we sat innocently by and seen friends and family steal the dreams of others? Through words of doubt or negative thoughts, we participated in a crime. Do your friends a favor. Believe in their dreams. Do your friends a favor. Believe in their dreams. Everybody put in the console #believe. Do your friends a favor and believe in their dreams. Right now, I just want you to think about some of your dreams and some of your hopes. Isn't it rewarding and satisfying when those who love you actually believe in your dreams and support your ideas and the actions that you take to go and bring that thing to fruition? I mean, how good does that feel when the person that you love, your husband or your wife, they actually believe in your dreams? Well, if you know how that feels for you, how do you think it feels for someone else when you believe in their dreams as well? Do your friends a favor and believe in their dreams. Here's today's affirmation. Here's what you want to allow to take root into your subconscious, your heart today. And then you grow that thing by repeating it over and over and over again until it brings forth a harvest into your life. Repeat after me. Today, I will call a friend and share their dreams and hopes. Today, great day to do it. I will call a friend and share their hopes and dreams. Again, one last time for the people on the back. Say it with some conviction. Repeat after me. Today, I will call a friend and share their hopes and dreams. That's today's passage out of Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis Kimbro. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis Kimbro. We like to get started with a little motivation before we get right into our main text for today. And we're actually coming out of a book by the same author. Mr. Dennis Kimbro also wrote What Makes the Great Great. What makes the great great? Everybody put in the comments, so I am great. What makes the great great? And we're now to chapter 4 as we're talking about the greatest asset. And in this chapter, we'll be talking about righteousness. Righteousness. The integrity, the magic word. What do you value most and how to develop integrity? So this chapter is all about integrity. Here are 4 quotes for us to get us prepped and ready for this chapter. Gabriel Ricchetti Murabai says this: if honesty did not exist, we ought to invent it as the best means of getting rich. If honesty did not exist, we ought to invent it as the best means of getting rich. An Ashanti proverb says this: one falsehood spoils 1,000 truths. Just one falsehood, one lie spoils 1,000 truths or 1,000 moments of honesty. Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist, says this: the opposite of compromise is character. The opposite of compromise is character. And Spike Lee, the producer, says this. Y'all know the movie, Do the Right Thing. Do the right thing. The greatest asset, righteousness. There are men and women throughout society who conquer before they speak and who exert an influence out of proportion to their ability. People wonder about the secret of their power. What is the key to their success? The world, it is said, is always searching for men and women who are not for sale. Men and women who are honest, sound from center to circumference, true to the heart's core. The world is always searching for men and women who are not for sale. Oh Lord, I know I'm connected to some brothers and sisters who are not for sale. Men and women who will stand for right, even if the heavens quake and the earth moves, who can tell the truth regardless of the outcome, who neither boast nor flinch, in whom the hope of everlasting life runs strong and deep, who know their message and tell it, who know their place and fill it, who are willing to eat what they have earned and ask for help only when they deserve it, who, if given a choice, would ask for a strong back rather than a light burden, who are not too proud to humble themselves in the company of others and say, "Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father." Character is what you are in the dark. Character is what you are in the dark. How many guys are like that, by the way? You're like, man, I'm just honest. I don't know no other way to be. Like, you know, I'm not going to flinch. I'm not going to switch it up to put on for you. I'm just going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to be honest. And you're just like that. People don't always necessarily like what you got to say. And they don't always agree with what you have to say. But they respect you because of your honesty. Now, a quote says, "Honesty is the best policy." What would happen if we just had more people that were willing to be honest? First, honest with themselves. You know, not to overlook reality for a possibility. They be honest with themselves about who they are, where they are in life, what they're looking to accomplish. Honest. And obviously, once you become honest with yourself, then now you have actually developed the ability and the character to be honest with others. But if you lie to yourself, more often than not, you're a walking lie and you lie to others. Honesty is the best policy. Character is what you are in the dark. Have you ever watched an icicle form? Did you notice how the dripping water froze one drop at a time until the icicle was a foot long or more? If the water was clean, the icicle remained clear and sparkled brightly in the sun. But if the water was dirty, the icicle appeared cloudy, its beauty spoiled. In the same manner, our character is formed. Each thought and action adds to its shape. Each decision we make about matters great and small contributes. Each decision we make. Every bit that we absorb into our minds and souls, be they impressions, experiences, or the words of others, helps create our character. We must remain concerned at all times regarding the droplets that we allow to drip through our lives. Acts that develop habits of love and truth and goodness silently shape and mold us into the image of the Creator. Just as habits born of jealousy, hatred, and evil mar and eventually destroy us, all of the above is true. One powerful virtue can revolutionize your life, as it has done for so many. Single-handedly, this quality can set you on the path of prosperity, or it can trap you in bondage, both mentally and physically. If you incorporate this trait into your personal philosophy, this value alone will solve life's true riddles. Each new day, the soul meets itself. Each new day, the soul meets itself. Inscribed over the portals of Spelman College is the inscription, "Our whole school for Christ." Handsomely framed on the walls of its New York headquarters, the United Negro College Fund displays a statement by the Reverend Jesse Jackson that captures the essence of its mission. The Black College has a special calling to reach the unreachable, to teach the unteachable, to embrace the rejected, and to be patient with the late bloomers. And finally, carved into the weather-beaten stone steps of a small southern church is this advice. There are only two ways to read the Bible. One, read it with your mind made up. Or two, read to allow it to make up your mind. Our character is formed daily. Everybody put that in comments below. My character is formed daily. It's an everyday journey. Our character is formed daily. It is a low standard of greatness that measures an individual by his or her employment or by the possessions alone. The mason may stagger under the bricks of a millionaire who employs him, but the manner in which the mason lives may be as far above the lifestyle of his employer as heaven is to hell. What a shock to the aristocrat board of trustees of Spelman College when Janetta Cole interrupted their meeting to single out and embrace an elderly black woman who had prepared their food. God bless you, Miss Janetta, the little woman said adorably, unable to make eye contact. When the life-size bust of football legend Eddie Robinson was unveiled during a moving ceremony in Atlanta, Georgia, the sculptor Robert Ilg was asked to address the audience. He simply ran his hands across the lifelike bronze image and said, "This is my speech." What could be more eloquent? The character of Arthur Ashe was mightier than his affliction, and it banished the fear and sting of death. Who can estimate the power of a well-lived life? A strong, true character is not the result of mere physical condition. It involves the living spirit. It involves the living spirit. What's going on? What's going on, Queen? How you doing today? My birthday, April 27th. I hear that. A strong character is not the result of mere physical condition. It involves the living spirit. Just as the water reveals the springs from which it comes, just as the mind reveals its teachers, so too the words we speak and actions we take reveal what is behind our character. Character is a noble pattern cut into fine cloth. When asked at his retirement party what he intended to do with the rest of his life, Basketball Hall of Famer Julius Erving replied, "I think it's time to focus on being a good husband and father. If I can't succeed in this mission, I can't succeed in anything." Nothing so strengthens the heart and enlarges the soul as the constant effort to measure up to a high ideal. Character involves the living spirit. Everybody putting comments on spirit, character. Now, if you were to do some self-analysis, you look at your life and you look at who you have become, who you created yourself to be, what would you say about your character? Are you the individual who does what you say you're going to do? Are you the individual who shows up on time, who shows up early? Are you the individual who stays late or who clocks out early? What would you say about your very own character? How would you measure your character? Now, I think it's important for us to know that many of us, we say we deal, one of our negative traits that many people have is this thing called procrastination. Well, don't you know that procrastination is a slight to your character? That you'll delay that which you know you should do? That's a slight on your character. As you develop your character, the procrastination kind of goes out the window because you notice, you see what needs to be done and you say you're going to do it and you go get it done. Character. Nothing so strengthens the heart and enlarges the soul as the constant effort to measure up to a high ideal. Good morning to you. Integrity. The magic word. Man, hey, you know what? Y'all right. You say my spirit needs work. Hey, we are all a work in progress, people. You know what I'm saying? We're all, the key, I think one of the biggest keys though is to recognize. Everybody putting comments on recognize. Is to recognize. It's one thing to be in denial and act as though, all things are good or all things are perfect, right? It's one thing to be in denial. But it's another thing to say, man, you know what? I recognize that my spirit needs work. That opens you up to get the assistance and the help that you need. But to deny it, to act as though it doesn't need work. See, there are some people who know, but they know down here, man, they need some work. but they put on as if they are all, as if it's all good, as if they're almighty, as if they're powerful. So they put on knowing that they need, so they won't even admit. And one of the first steps to recovery is to admit that you need help, to admit that you're a work in progress, opening yourselves up to get the assistance that you may need. That's called being humble too, by the way. Being humble, man. I ain't too proud. Integrity, the magic word. How can you make your life yield to its fullest? How can you uncover the real secret of power? How can you attain a true and lasting greatness? How can your life be filled with happiness, peace of mind, and a rich, abiding satisfaction that never decreases? The answers to these tough questions has been sought throughout the age. And there's an answer. Follow closely. Take issue with me if you must. Every day we witness men and women who fail to measure up to the power of this quality. Examine it closely. See if it will stand every test. But tell me finally if this key is not true or complete. There's one simple principle which, if firmly laid hold of and if made the central creed of one's life, will make that life truly great and blessed. Of all the qualities that parents can instill in their children, which would you say is the most important? Of all the qualities that parents could instill in their children, which would you say is most important? Now I know that we got some parents here. Of all the qualities that you could instill in your child or that you have instilled in your child, which would you say is the most important? That's a great question, by the way. That's a great question, by the way. Of all the qualities that you instill in your children, which would you say is the most important? Several years ago, the editors of a business magazine conducted a survey of what qualities it takes to be successful. Although they didn't bother to indicate what they meant by success, the term was nevertheless construed to mean successful in life. Oddly enough, the same qualities surfaced among fathers, mothers, teachers, and business people alike. The one word that was mentioned above others was integrity. Everybody put in the comments on integrity. There are millions today who dismiss this important concept. But the odds are good that those who do so or their children are not doing very well. Children who are taught the importance of integrity never seem to lose it. It becomes a part of their being, their way of doing things. More than anything else, this simple key will guarantee success in life. Integrity is an individual's greatest asset. It will remain when everything else is taken away. You cannot lose integrity. It will stay when your money is gone. It will be there when friends have forsaken you. Though your ideal is what you wish you were, and your reputation is what people say you are, integrity is what you are. Integrity is what you are. Though your ideal is what you wish you were, and your reputation is what people say you are, integrity is what you are. Thomas Macaulay, the 19th century British historian, confessed, the measure of a man's real character is what he would do if he would never be found out. Would he be totally honest and above board with others? Would he cheat or steal? If what is done in secret stays a secret, what would you do? How would you live? If you found a wallet stuffed with money, would you return it to the owner? Our conscience nudges us when we contemplate doing something wrong. Those who ignore their conscience forsake their best friend and lifetime guide. If the measure of an individual's real character is determined by what he would do if he weren't found out, the only person capable of judging his actions is the person himself and his God. If he can look at himself in the mirror each day and know he's living as honestly as he can, that too will be reflected. The essence of his character is written on his face, and he can read between the lines. By their fruits You shall know them. By their fruits, you shall know them. Now, that is such a profound scripture. By their fruits. Because all too often, beautiful people, we tend to be fooled by what may look good or sound good, but not necessarily is good. Everything that glitters isn't gold. By their fruits you shall know them. That is by their results. That's by what they produce. So if there are people in your life who talk as if they got apples, but they never produce any apples, but you believe in them, although no apples have ever been shown, well, that's not fruit. And you shall not know them by what they say. You shall know them by what they produce. You shall know them by what they do. You shall know them by their results. See, we live in a world where intention just isn't good enough. I mean, if you intend to plant apple seeds, but you never plant apple seeds, well, then you're no different than the person who never wanted to plant apple seeds. Just because you intended to do it, that makes you no different than the person who didn't do it. Y'all one and the same. But the person who said, man, I'm planting apple seeds, and they go plant apple seeds, well, then intention goes out the window. Because they have changed intention into action. Everybody put in comments on action. They've turned intention into action. So they don't have to talk about what they intended to do. How many guys have gotten to the point where you're meeting people in your life, you're saying, I ain't got time for what you intend to be, what you intend to do, what you meant to do. It's about results. This is what you did, regardless of what you intended. Because the reality is you did what your actions spoke louder than your words. Now, in the future, if you intend to do this and you do this, well, we don't talk about your intention. We talk about your action. This one scripture here, that if people really took this to heart, that I shall know them by their fruits, they'll start looking at people and saying, oh, let me see, right? When the person comes to you, they want to say, hey, join this, or they say, hey, let me market for you, or whatever it is they want to pitch you with. You're going to say, hey, okay, what have you done? What have you accomplished? Who have you helped before? Let me see your check. And then when they can't produce, you're like, well, why are you just trying to get me to come along and be a part of your circus? Not my monkey, not my circus. See, now I tell people, I said, show me before I say yes. Not just tell me. That's great. You got an idea, you got a vision, you got some dreams you want to do. I'm past the talking phase. I think I passed the talking phase when I'm about 35 years old. I don't deal just with the talking no more, because a whole bunch of people talk. I mean, everybody talk. I was talking to a good a business partner of mine. He said, the reason, he told me, the reason why I stay connected to you, the reason why I keep trying to build with you, because you're a man of action. You execute. You it shows, right? You don't just say, you do. But most people that you're going to meet in this world, they're going to say. George Fraser said this. He said, at the end of the day, he said, when all is said and done, there'll be more said than done. From George Fraser, Network. He said, when all is said and done, there will be more said than done. The good Bible says it like this. He said, don't just be a hearer of the word, but be a doer of the word. I mean, we can go all over the place with this one. My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, are you the sayer? You've been saying it for the past 5 years. You've been saying it for the past 10 years. You've been saying it for the past 20 years. Are you going to become the doer? Man said, man, the best time I planted a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So yes, you might have been talking about it for 10, 15, 20 years. You might talk about it every day. You get a chance every time you get an opportunity. Okay, well, are we going to move from talking to doing? I'm telling you, the quicker you get started doing, the less you got to talk about it. How many guys agree with that? The sooner that I get to doing, the less I need to talk. Why? Because now I'm working. And the good book also says this, that in all labor, there's profit. It says, hey man, if you go to work, you get to doing, you get to planting. You might just have a harvest. But if you keep talking about planting, you're going to be hungry in the wintertime. You shall know a tree by the fruits that they bear, their results. Integrity is what a husband wants in his wife and she in him. Integrity is what we look for and hope to find in a doctor, a dentist, the individual who designs and builds our homes, those whom we work for, as well as people who work under us. It's what we want more than anything else in a politician or an appointed official, in a judge, in a jury. Even the criminal respects the justice who pronounces his sentence. Integrity is the world's most valuable quality in a service, a product, or a person. Integrity goes beyond honesty. It means facing life as it is, not as you wish it could be. Facing life as it is, not how you wish it could be. Integrity means having the courage to admit your mistakes. It means listening to your intuition, trusting the still small voice within and going with the flow of your own nature. It is much more than the superficial virtues that keep a person from cheating or stealing. The real test of the value of integrity is when it costs you money, emotion, or time to live up to it. Integrity, or the lack of it, is generally taught in the home. It is a state of mind and character that is found at the very core. And in every fiber of peak performing men and women, integrity is the greatest gift in the world. A gift that only you can give yourself. Demand it from yourself and reward it in others. Demand it for yourself, from yourself, and reward it in others. So I demand of myself integrity, honesty, and I reward others for displaying that character as well. What a great thing to practice with your children. When they mess up and they are honest about messing up. Say, I know when I remember being a kid, right? I remember being little. And when I mess up, I want to lie about messing up because I feel like if I tell the truth, I'm going to get in trouble. But the opposite really is true. That if I just tell the truth, we really can deal with it in a manner. And I may still get in trouble, but the punishment might not be so harsh. But man, the punishment is really, really bad when they know that I did something and I try to lie as if I didn't do it. Now the punishment is even worse. Right? The punishment is even worse because I lied about the mistake that I made versus just saying, you know what? I made the mistake. I messed up. Man, what would it be like in your relationships if your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they just were honest about the mistakes they made? I messed up today. I messed up. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I messed up. You're going to stay with me or you're not. I ain't perfect. I messed up. Can I come to you in honesty and just tell you that I messed up? Corey Smithfield said, man, at the end of the day, there will be more said than done. The Bible says, don't just be a hearer of the word, but be a doer of the word. Man, now here's the interesting thing. Not only just for us to be men and women of integrity, but to accept it. There are some who simply won't accept truth or honesty. They would rather be lied to. I wish you wouldn't have told me that. Because the truth kind of hurts sometimes. And many of us, we go beyond. I think there's a way. I know that there's a way for you to still be honest, still tell the truth, but do it in a way that's tactful. In other words, if you level up in your vocabulary, you can still say what you want to say, but now you found another way to say it so that it's more palatable. It's not as harsh. Now, of course, me, I'm just kind of straight to it. I'm still working on that. I tell people just like it is. I mean, we grown men and women. But what I'm saying is, in certain settings, you learn how to still deliver your message in a way that it can be received. You begin to learn, especially if you really want quality relationships in your life. You want people that are saying, you know what? I respect him because he's honest. I respect him because he tells the truth. And he does it in a way that I can receive it versus yelling, screaming, kicking, and all that stuff. But I still can convey my message in whatever form, fashion, whether it be from a business perspective, personal perspective. I can still convey my message in a way that it can be received. Because I understand that my message is not about me. It's about giving it or delivering it. And if I can't deliver it in a way that can be received, well, then the message goes null and void. It returns back void. How many guys say, you know what, I need some help in that area. In the communication area where, you know what I mean, I might get a little upset, I might get a little heated, and I just kind of say what's in my heart. Although I know the heart is wicked, I say what's on my heart, and it don't always come out the right way because I didn't really take time to really think and process and really say, you know, this is what I really mean to say. This is where, you know, this is where we start getting to people that of maturity. This is where we start getting to seasoned adults. I mean, you ever met the old man or the grandmama who just simply know how to talk and communicate? I mean, they could be pissed off and they still know how to convey that message in a way that you can receive it. Right? This is why reading is so important, because you can level up in your vocabulary. You can see how other people write stuff, and then as you read it, you can see how you can interpret it, and then you can actually spit it out, and you can spit it out. You can repeat it. Man, vocabulary is so important. I mean, vocabulary can kill deals, or they can seal the deal. A vocabulary can help you to find that mate, or it can cause your mate to move away. Vocabulary is so important. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Vocabulary is so important. How many guys that are listening right now, you're saying, what? I'm going to make a commitment to improve my vocabulary. As I improve my vocabulary, I'm able to improve my communication because I'll know the right words to say when. You see, sometimes I'm like searching for the right word. Like, so I'm still improving my vocabulary. The right word didn't come. It didn't really come. I'm still searching for these words to convey the message so that the message can be received. When you talk to people, are you more concerned about what you have to say, or are you more concerned about what they have heard? Great question to ask, by the way. When you communicate with other people, are you more concerned about what you have to say? That's what many people are. They're selfish in their communication. All they care about is what they have to say. They pay no attention to what their recipient or what the listener has heard. They don't validate or confirm. Did you hear what I said? Are you more concerned about what you have to say? That's a little selfish, by the way. Or do you show some type of empathy, sympathy for your listener to make sure that they have comprehended what you have said? Now, I'm sure you do this with your children, by the way. I'm sure you do it with your children to make sure that your children got it. Well, what if you did it with everybody else? Not talking to them as if they're children, but what if you just simply made sure that your listeners, your audience, your clients, your customers, what if you simply made sure that they got it? How much more money would that bring into your storehouse? How many more customers or clients would you get as you improve your vocabulary? This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where black folk do read. Talking about the greatest asset integrity. The greatest asset, integrity. We're going to pick up on next episode. We're going to get into the big one and things like that. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. Or not, it's something that you took away from the day. Right? I don't do this just to do this. I do this to make a difference, and hopefully we've made a difference in your life today. If so, the question remains, was this worth your time? And why? You could have been anywhere this morning, but you decided to tune in to the New Black Wall Street Book Club, and we want to say thank you for that. We recognize that your time is valuable. Matter of fact, it's more valuable than money. Money, it comes and goes. Time, you can never get back. So we must make the best use of it. Was this worth your time, and why? So Renee asks, what is the best way to improve your vocabulary? There's a lot of different ways. One of the best ways, reading. That's one of the best ways. You're going to come across words that you can't pronounce, words that you have to look up, words that you have to enunciate and then understand the meaning of them. One of the best ways to improve your vocabulary is reading. Reading. Right? That's one of the best ways. You can do audiobooks as well. I like physical books just because I have to literally read it. I have to literally see it, conceptualize it, verbalize it, and make sure I got it. So that's one of the best ways. That's one of the best ways that I have found to improve your vocabulary. Obviously, you can do some studying of words and things like that as well. That might be a little boring to most people. Right? Right? So Gordon said he had a dictionary app, one of her favorites. So there's some apps out there that'll kind of send you a word of the day. You might want to do that. And it'll tell you the definition, what it means, and probably give you an example of a sentence. That's a way to improve it. You can use that smartphone to get smart. So I can imagine, just think about that. If you had your app, let's say this dictionary app that Courtney Gore Smith recommended, it sends you a word of the day. And every day you read that word of the day. That's 365 new words, or words that you have come across before. That's 365 new words in a year. Man, that's a great way to build your vocabulary, right? Great way to build it. I like the reading section because I read, and then if I see something I don't understand, I go and I look it up. So I still go to the dictionary as well. So two great resources right there, guys. If you're looking to improve your vocabulary, got a dictionary app. I'm pretty sure you can go to your phone right now. You look in the App Store. You can probably uninstall one of those games on your phone and put it in the dictionary app. That's why I keep telling people, like, it's your decision what you do with your phone. There's plenty of apps in that App Store. Some are educational, by the way. So, I mean, plenty of apps. But what do you download to your phone? It's your choice. It's your choice. Man. Well, I'm ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. And we want to invite you to the the Black Billionaires Club. Not only is it a book that we have written, guys, to convey to you and help you to understand what the billionaires of our time have done, but it's also a club that you can choose to join. We do have personal development, business development, financial education, and also investment education. We have the New Black Wall Street Book Club, which you're watching right now, being a part of, and also we have an investment club. You can choose to be a part of that as well. They say, it's a quote that says that if you're the smartest person in the room, it's time to find a new room. And just maybe, the Black Billionaires Club could be that new room for you. We do have a podcast as well. If you subscribe to that podcast, we will give you membership into the Black Billionaires Club. You can find the podcast across all different platforms at the New Black Wall Street Book Club, the New Black Wall Street Book Club. And then also you can check out the website at www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Well, beautiful people, I want you to remember this, that it takes a village. And it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people. We all we need. Have an absolutely phenomenal weekend. And thank God that that's more than enough. Until the next episode, Mr. DJ, hit the music.
It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Wall Street. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now you ain't gotta leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah.
Look at that. Beautiful black people working together. Getting all this stuff, man. Oh, my fantastic. This is wonderful.